everyone, it's July 21st and I'm here with a check-in for my diary entry this week. We are at the Barnes & Noble for our monthly manga club meeting, and so I'm just waiting until our members show up so that we can discuss. So we have our little section here. So you can see that we will be talking about Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Volumes 1 and 2. This is our new series read that we're doing. We're continuing our series read of Sailor Moon at the Eternal Edition Volume 4. We'll also be talking about Hatsu Haru Volume 1 and Penguin and House Volume 1. So looking forward to discussing these titles with our members. You can see somebody left some dinosaur books here. And then sneak peek for what we will be discussing for next month. Beauty and the Beast of Paradise Lost and Kami-sama Kiss Volume 1. So these are going to be our first in a series reads, because we do 2 first in a series reads and then our continuing series reads, which are obviously Sailor Moon and Demon Slayer. So you normally wouldn't find out what the selections are unless you watch the Monochrome Manga Club Series First Impressions videos, but you're getting a sneak peek here if you're watching my diary entry. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The club meeting should be starting any time now, so I will check in with you a little bit later for some manga shopping. Okay, everybody, our manga club meeting is done. I found a friend. I found Jinbei-san. Look how cute. I think I'm going to pick him up. And then we also have this blind box of the Tokidoki Unicorno Series 2. We like to pick these up sometimes. And so I think we're going to pick this one up as well. And let's do some manga shopping. I don't know that I'll be picking a lot up this time outside of my planned purchases list, but let's see. Okay, we are in the kids section. I was looking for more books by this author, Lindsay Duga. I read this book, actually. Was it last month or the month before? For one of my prompts. And I really enjoyed it. I thought this author had another children's book coming out this year, but it might not be coming out till later. So this is all they have right now, so I can't pick that one up. But we are going to be purchasing some manga, so let me just share with you what we will be purchasing. We are going to purchase the first 4 volumes of Noragami. You know that I've been collecting the current volumes, and I had actually started reading this one from our library. So when the library closed, we started purchasing the volumes. So we're going to start purchasing beginning volumes now, since they had a lot of the volumes. Actually, I think they had every single volume, but unfortunately don't have the funds to be purchasing every single volume right now, because there's about 20 of them that we're missing. So yeah, we're gonna pick up this one, Love Me for Who I Am, Volume 4. This is the last one I need to complete the collection so that I can read through the entire thing. Really looking forward to that one. I found this one, Shadow House, Volume 1 by Somato. And this one sounded interesting. It's about a family named Shadow. And they're mysterious aristocrats that employ living dolls to act as their faces. So I thought that was intriguing, so I decided to pick that one up. We're going to be picking up volumes 2, 3, and 4 of My Love Mix-Up. Have not yet read volume 1, but since they had these 4 volumes, we decided to go ahead and pick those up, because, you know, if you see it and you can afford it, you should buy it. At least that is my motto at the moment. And then I picked up this one, Whisper Me a Love Song, Volume 5. Really enjoyed Volume 1. We read it from the Monochrome Manga Club in June, and really enjoyed it. I didn't realize they had up to 5 out. I have volumes 1, 2, and 3. So now I have 5, and I need to go find volume 4 someplace. But this was really super cute. I really enjoyed the first volume, so I'm looking forward to more of that. So that's everything that we're going to be picking up from Barnes & Noble this evening. And besides our little blind box here. And Jinbei-san. So I'll talk to you guys a little later.
Hi everyone, it is Saturday, July 23rd, and I am here to wrap up this diary entry. So you would have seen in the earlier clip that we did some manga shopping and we had our manga club meeting. So I do have some book and manga thoughts to share with you this week. I also have some knitting and a little bit of TV watching, but not too much. So since we're starting off with the manga club reads, let me go ahead and tell you what I did read for the manga club meeting, and that was volume 1 of Penguin and House by Akiho Ieda. This one is published by Kodansha, rated all ages. I read volume 1 of Haru by Shizuki Fujisawa. This one's published by Yen Press, rated teen. Then I read volumes 1 and 2 because we started a new series read of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. This one is by Koyoharu Gotouge, published by Viz, rated teen. All of those will be in my Monochrome Manga Club series First Impressions video, which I just filmed before filming this. So that will have been up by time you see this video. So I'll go ahead and link that down in the description box below in case you would like to hear my thoughts on all of those volumes. But in addition to that, we continued our series read of Sailor Moon, Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, Volume 4 of the Eternal Edition by Naoko Takeuchi. This one is published by Kodansha, rated teen. So I will talk about this one here because this is not a first in a series read, and so I don't like to talk about our continuing series reads in our first impressions videos. So this continues the arc from the Eternal Edition Volume 3. I don't know how much to say without being spoilery, but all of this storyline was new to me besides the character of Chibiusa. I did know about Chibiusa because I had seen a few clips when my daughter was watching through the anime, but I myself have only watched the first season of the anime and whatever little clips I saw when she was watching it through. So I actually have not any basis for any of the stuff that's coming. So it's been kind of interesting because I did stop watching after the first season because I wasn't really hooked. Magical girls aren't really my thing, but my sister was really into Sailor Moon when we were growing up. So anyway, back to this. Chibiusa was introduced in the last volume, and so we continue our storyline with trying to find out where Chibiusa was coming from, and then a new set of bad villain characters. And so yeah, this continued on from the third volume. There was situations in this volume that I did not enjoy, and there is some incestuous things that happen in here. Don't enjoy that. This kind of, the story in this arc was also very strange because, again, I can't really say anything without being spoilery, but there are just things that happen in here that are strange. I don't understand why certain things happen, because common sense would tell you that these things were the way they are because they are the way they are. Again, I can't talk about it without being spoilery, but there were things like that bothered me too, because I did not understand why Usagi was being so dense about certain things. She's just very dense. And I don't like it. I didn't enjoy the incestuous stuff that happened either. I was like, wait, what's going on? This volume, I ended up rating 3 stars. It was entertaining, but there was a lot more stuff in here that I didn't enjoy than the previous volumes. So that's why this one got a lower rating. We will be continuing with Volume 5 in our Manga Club series reads for August. So since this arc finished, the next arc should be a new story again. So hopefully some of the stuff that bothered me in here will stop. I know the incestuous stuff definitely finishes in here. I don't see how that will continue. But yes, didn't enjoy that one as much. I also finished The Lost Hero, which is the first book in the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. In this one, we're following a whole new set of students. We follow our main character named Jason, and he kind of wakes up on this bus not knowing who he was, but apparently he has a girlfriend because he's holding her hand. Doesn't remember her name though. And then while he's trying to figure out where he was, who he is, his class gets attacked, and so they're then herded off to Camp Half-Blood, where they figure out that there are just some weird things going on right now. Olympus is closed. Percy Jackson is missing. Yeah, there's a couple different things that happen. There's lots of different things going on in this one, besides being introduced to the new cast of characters and all of that. I didn't enjoy this one as much as I enjoyed the Percy Jackson books. So we are dealing with a new set of characters, and because there's so many questions about parentage and the fact that Jason doesn't know who he is or anything like that, he doesn't have any memories, that just made things really difficult for me. And, I've been struggling with my reading. And so having all of that also was hard. The story really dragged for me until almost the end. It didn't help that a big plot of this book is to save an unlikable character. And so that was not great. The Aphrodite kids got on my nerves again, besides a couple. There was just a lot of things in here that I didn't enjoy. Also, because we now get introduced to the Roman counterparts of our Greek gods, there was a lot of weird things that happened with that, as far as the mentions of the Roman gods, and sometimes flipping back and forth between different languages and the Roman names and all of that, which some of them were different from what I knew. So while that was interesting, it was still very confusing. Yeah. This one dragged a lot for me. It's taking me a lot to get used to these new characters. I didn't really enjoy what happened in this one, but like I said, it picked up a lot for me as we got closer to the end. So now that I finished this first volume, I feel like I've got a better understanding of what's going on, because a lot of it's shrouded in mystery until closer to the end. At least it was for me. And so you get a lot of the answers closer to the end. So I feel like now that I've got all of that, the next book should be much better, especially because we're not getting used to new characters anymore. We're not trying to save an unlikable character. At least I hope we're not in the next one as well. But yes, I will be continuing to the next one sometime. I found out from my mom and my daughter that I am the only one that hasn't read The Heroes of Olympus. So Heroes of Olympus is a reread for both of them. So now I'm like, oh, they're rereading it with me. And I feel bad, because I'm like, would they have done that if I wasn't the one that said, hey, I want to read this series? I don't know. I mean, I feel like they were like, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. But now I'm thinking, am I holding them back? I mean, obviously I am holding them back because I'm having difficulty reading right now. But yeah, I think then the next one, because I listened to this one mostly on audiobook, I think the next one I will try to read it physically or with my own eyes, just to see if the experience is a little different. While the narrator was likable, it wasn't as enjoyable for me listening to this one as it was listening to the Percy Jackson series. So I am going to try to read the next one physically, besides the fact that I believe with the third book in the Heroes of Olympus series, we get even another new narrator. So from the reviews that I've read, I've heard that narrator is not good. So I had prepared myself for the fact that I probably wouldn't be listening to the last three books anyway, but I want to see if maybe reading the book with my eyes will be a different and better experience for me than this one was, because I've been reading The Lost Hero for a long time and I feel like it just dragged and I wasn't really into it as much. So yeah, I don't know if it's just my whole reading slump or if what I feel about this particular installment is accurate, because I didn't enjoy it as much. So I ended up giving that one a 3.5, I think. And yeah, I'll definitely be continuing to the next one because I want to know what happened to Percy. I want to see more about these Roman gods. And hopefully, now that the air is a little bit clearer, it won't be as confusing for me. And we'll just get right into the story in the next installment. So that's that one. And then just this afternoon, I finished Extinct by Charles Wilson. This is a story about a megalodon terrorizing a community. And so I had reached for this because Shark Week is upon us. the Disney Channel, or I always say the Disney Channel, Disney Plus started uploading their shark documentaries, and it really made me want to start reading a sharky book, so I landed on this one. It was enjoyable. It was entertaining. I ended up giving this one a 3.5 as well. It definitely was the read I was looking for when I wanted it. This, to me, though, wasn't as enjoyable as, say, the Meg series by Steve Alton, but I did still find this interesting. So it's kind of difficult for me to find, like, sharky books. Like, every time I go to Barnes & Noble, they only have Meg and Jaws, and I've already read those. I'm highly anticipating the 7th book in the Meg series, which was, I believe, scheduled to come out next summer with the adaptation of The Trench. So I'm really looking forward to both of that. But this hit the spot. I enjoyed it. Definitely predictable sometimes, but as sharky books are, I mean, how much more creative can you get when you're dealing with a man-eating shark and people trying to kill it? This one definitely occurs more on the human side, though. You don't really get to see the megalodon until much later in the book, which I think if the megalodon made an appearance closer to the beginning of the book, this book would have been much better of a reading experience for me. But because we only get them, say, like the later half of the book, the beginning part is just like kind of, hey, what's going on? These people are disappearing, and you know, because this is a sharky book, that why these people are disappearing. I mean, you see them happening. You see the disappearances happening. Not the shark, but you see them, like, go under and never come back. Or you see, it tells you there's a scene where they get chomped. But you don't know what. At least you're not told what. I feel like because this is a book about a megalodon, I mean, you know what it is. I mean, it doesn't actually say it's a megalodon. But you can presume that it's some kind of shark. I mean, even if you never read the summary. So, did I spoil it because I told you it was a megalodon? Maybe. But, I don't know. I also feel kind of like this is the same kind of, like, shark depiction that we get on Jaws. Is it? I don't know. I feel like this looks really familiar to me. And I feel like this is the same type of thing I saw on the cover of Jaws that I read. But anyway, I didn't read it physically, so I only borrowed a copy from Kindle Unlimited. But anyway, yeah. This was the right book at the right time. I thought it was enjoyable. I'm glad I read it. And so that brings us up to today. So that is everything I have read so far. So now I only have one book hanging over from June, so that's great. I don't think I'm going to be reading that, though, this month. Or at least continuing it, because I do still have to read the TBR game prompt things that I have for July. I have not touched those. I need to get a move on it. And this coming week is the start of the Sharkathon. So if you haven't seen my announcements for Sharkathon, definitely check it out down in the description box below. This week I am focusing my reading on that. So besides reading for the readathon, I do need to focus on finishing the books, or at least starting on the books that I was supposed to have read for this month's Rotating Decks TBR game. So yeah, that's everything that I am reading so far, and my goal for the rest of the month. I did just film my TBR game for August. I will tell you, it was very shocking. So if you're interested in watching that, that should be up on Saturday, the Saturday after this video is posted. So definitely keep an eye out for that, because some interesting things happened there. And let's move along into knitting. So last week, Saturday, I had talked to you about sock week and finishing up a sock for my daughter. So I did actually finish the sock. I don't know which one of these two it is, but I did finish it Saturday night. So now I have the pair of socks here for her. These are my daughter's Independence socks with the Cascade Heritage prints in the Independence colorway and the Regia Potpourri something for the heels, toes, and cuffs. 2x2 rib, the Umbrella Heel by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears podcast, and my Lightning Toe. So she now has another new pair. I did decide what my new knitting project was going to be, and it is in here. So this is a Haunted Mansion bag that I got off of Etsy. And so I decided on the Halloween, because Halloween comes before Christmas. So I wound up this skein of yarn. Isn't that lovely? This is from Night Owl Fibers. Night Owl Fibers predominantly does self-striping sock yarn. So I had purchased this one in 2020. This was the 2020 Spooky Fun Sock Club. So that year we got 3 skeins of fingering weight yarn with goodies that were Halloween themed. And so this is I Smell Children. So it is Hocus Pocus themed, and I am really, really loving it. So I didn't want to do another pair of vanilla socks. So I decided to try to look for something that I could do with self-striping sock yarn that would give it a little bit of interest, and I found this one. So this is the chevron sock pattern. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I'm absolutely loving how this is knitting up. So this is a chevron sock pattern. I can't remember off the top of my head who the designer is, but I'll put a note here. I absolutely love this. Now, I am a little bit concerned because while it does start off with 64 stitches up here, I did a 1x1 twisted rib as per the pattern. It's a little bit hard to see because it is black. I'm doing Arwetta, Filcolana Arwetta Classic in black for the cuffs, heels, and toes. While it is 64 stitches up here, you increase to like 73 stitches here. And the pattern is one size only, but you increase because this doesn't give a lot of stretch. So I am a little bit concerned, but I am continuing to knit, and we'll see. The pattern has an Eye of Partridge heel, and I don't think you can even see that because it's black. My Eye of Partridge heels don't come out good. Like my tension doesn't like it, so it never looks like an Eye of Partridge heel. It always looks like just a plain stockinette stitch heel flap. But I have a heel flap, and then her pattern is a French heel turn, and so I did that. So I am really working to pattern. I would have just done a regular slip stitch heel flap, but the way that the pattern says to do the heel flap was a little bit different, and because of the way the pattern is, I wasn't too sure, so I'm just following exactly by pattern. Now, because I'm following by pattern, there was a little bit of a hiccup when I was picking up the gusset stitches, because I don't like to cut my yarn when I pick up the gusset. So I did finagle it a little bit, and I don't know if that's going to bite me in the butt when I finish. But so far, so good. This leg is a lot longer than I normally do, but again, working to pattern, it should be fine. But I'm really, really loving it. So I'm on the gusset decreases right now, working down the foot. But I think this is gorgeous. I'm so looking forward to seeing what this looks like when it's done. The green here is coming off very like light mint, and that's not what it is in real life. It is much more of a can't even see. It's like a honeydew green. I would say it's more honeydew than what you're getting on camera. But yes, I had no idea that this was going to stripe like this, with the smaller stripes in blue with the larger stripes. So I am loving this. I'm definitely liking how the chevron is coming out as well. And so I'll be interested to see what this looks like and fits like once I'm done with that. So that's pretty much all the knitting that I have done this week, besides finishing up the sock and then starting on a new one. So yeah, we have continued to watch Only Murders in the Building. We started to watch the new season of Blood and Treasure. That is very interesting. I was really, really surprised that that came back for a second season, but I was really excited to see that it did, because I did enjoy the first season. So far, the second season has started off really good. I'm really enjoying it. And then we've continued to watch Mouse, and that is very interesting. It really leaves you on twists and turns, makes you second guess things a lot, and the cases are fascinating, but it's also very gory. So if you're not somebody who can handle like murder cases and seeing lots of bloody scenes and death scenes and things like that, this is not the drama for you. But if you're into things like Criminal Minds, I think you'd really enjoy Mouse. And it is making me guess all the time on things, and it's very interesting. So we're not even halfway done yet. These episodes are like an hour and a half long, and so we only get through 1 or 2 an evening. But so far, still really enjoying it. Not quite sure where it's going to end up. Like I said, it keeps me on my toes, but I really, really enjoy it so far. And lots of familiar faces. In fact, 3 of the actors that are in this drama are in the Netflix Korean variety show Busted. So if you haven't watched Busted, I definitely recommend that one. If you haven't ever watched a Korean variety show, Busted is a good one. That one is more scripted. It's definitely more scripted, but it's like a mystery type variety show. And it has lots of Korean actors in it. Like I said, 3 of them that are in Mouse are in Busted. So definitely check out Busted if you haven't seen it. I really enjoy it. I think we may do a rewatch of it soon. But yeah, that's pretty much everything we've been up to. I did share with you while we were at the manga club meeting that we picked up a Tokidoki blind box, and so I wanted to share with you what the item was inside. It was this one. So isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. It came with this little hat to protect the little spokes and stuff. But it's so pretty. So yeah, that was the little blind box purchase that we had gotten. And other than that, nothing much else has happened so far this week. So this coming week, like I said, I will be focusing on the Sharkathon, Readathon, hosted by Paginator, watching more Shark videos. The Disney Plus channel is continuing to upload Shark documentaries, so we're continuing to watch Shark documentaries there. Since Shark Week is upon us, the Discovery Channel should be having their little snippets on YouTube, so I'll be watching those as well, because I don't have Discovery Channel. But I really, really am enjoying the Shark documentaries as well. And that's pretty much it. So let me know down in the comments below what you have been doing this week, if you've read anything interesting, or if you've had a really great read of the week or the month. Let me know, because we are at the end of the month. Will you be reaching all of your goals? Have you read everything that you needed to read off of your TBR? Let me know that as well. If nothing else, you would just like to let me know that you were here. If you could leave me a shark emoji down in the comments below, or your favorite sea creature, that would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out, and that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy, and until next time, take care and smile always. Bye!